Hey guys, welcome to Social Problems. My name is Emily, and the documentary that I chose was The Working Poor: The Price of the American Dream. A significant takeaway I had was after the recession, the middle class American struggled to make ends meet. Even though there are millions of jobs in the US economy, a lot of those jobs are only minimum wage paying. This would drive people to work two jobs, maybe even three jobs, 80 hours a week at work to afford supporting a family. The documentary shows a lady with three children trying to live in poverty while working two full time minimum wage jobs in attempt to support her family. They were living in a hotel because it was the cheapest option for them because they couldn't afford a down payment on an apartment. She would get 1 to 4 hours of sleep a day and only see her children up to 4 hours a day. When a parent works that much, they miss out on bonding opportunities and lack social relationships with their children. This can lead the children to lacking social confidence, lacking social ability to socialize with people in their environment. Um, the lack of community because of moving around so much into these different hotel rooms um, really puts the kids at risk for social problems as well, which affects education because if they have to move different schools, it can be harder for them to build social relationships with people because they don't know when they're moving next. In the documentary, it stated how she bought pizza for the kids, and after she bought the pizza, she only had $8 to her name. If you can't afford a housing, imagine how expensive it is to feed a family of four or five. The lack of food can lead to health problems, which health problems may lead to need for health interventions, and healthcare is very expensive at that. Another example in the documentary showed Joe, a construction worker, and his wife, a full time cashier, living on the streets of Seattle. They lived in a tent because they could not afford housing. Um, we, as an economy, are looked at as strong and powerful, yet our people are struggling with these social problems. Our working people are still struggling. So it kind of makes it's an eye opener because where did we go wrong as an economy, as a government? We turn to our government for aid, but they can only help so much. So then we try to turn to our communities for support. There's community programs like family aid programs, emergency shelters, and community hope centers that really focus on getting families back on their feet. These are all mentioned in the documentary. There's another guy that got laid off of his job after being there for 13 years. He emphasized how it was the lack of personal decency for him, the lack of mutual respect within the company. It's a big company, and he got laid off, and he was like, "Where's the my all of my hard work and commitment didn't pay off." So where do we go from here? We try to turn to our government for help and answers. As we wait for our government to find these answers, it's difficult trying to make ends meet. When we turn to our government, like in a time like now, it's really hard because our government is shut down, which poses an even greater social problem because now that the government shut down, where are we getting these rules from? Where are we getting direction? Why is it that the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer? There's no middle class anymore. We have to find common ground to find a middle class again. Um, Minimum wage can't support a family, let alone a single person. In a documentary that I read, it said that you need to make at least $20 in America today to support yourself, let alone an entire family. As an American, I believe that we need to help our people within America before we can help any other nation or country. As me and my peers get thrown out into the workforce, I want to ask you, with your college degree, can you afford to live the American dream? Thank you.